Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the Oasis Healing Temple. So for today's reading, we're going to be getting messages from the Dragon Realm. So I have 3 dragons that want to deliver these messages to you. For pile number 1, we have the Golden Solar Dragon, and that is paired with the Amethyst Crystal Dragon. And for pile number 2, we have the Air and Water Dragon, and conveniently enough, that one is with the Black Moonstone Dragon. Beautiful that it's water. For pile number 3, we have the Source Dragon, and that one is with the Opalite Crystal Dragon here. So these are the 3 dragons that want to offer a message for you today. Pause the video if you need more time to meditate. The descriptions will be located in the description box below, and I'll see you all at your readings. Hello, pile number 1. You guys were drawn to the Golden Solar Dragon and the Amethyst Crystal Dragon. So I'm going to put the dragon, let's put him over here. Actually, let's put him up there. Okay, so the Golden Solar Dragon says helps you stand in your masculine power with wisdom. Let your DNA be reprogrammed and light codes activated. Become an inspired leader. Nice. So what is taking place for you right now is an activation of your masculine energy. This is like the solar plexus being energized, being activated, or even reprogrammed. So I feel like the golden solar dragons, they come from the central sun, which is very divine, very bright, very wise, light source of love and inspiration and divinity. And what's really neat about your card and this particular dragon is I felt a connection to the violet flame. So I feel like you're going through a process of cleansing and healing and transformation so that you can be like any old programs, any lower vibrations are being cleansed and purified from the system. And usually what happens is there is it's like detoxing the system. So sometimes you might have this Kundalini flash where you are sleeping at night and then all of a sudden you start sweating or your body starts feeling like it's on fire from the inside out. That is the burning off of the old programs. And so you can work with the divine, the violet flame, because the violet flame can speed up the process. And you can ask the violet flame to transmute, transform, purify, and cleanse your vibrational field so that any lower densities can be burned off and purified and transformed so that there's more space for these downloads to come in. So I feel like with all the solar flares that have been happening, because we're about to reach solar maximum, and our sun goes through that cycle every 25 years, I believe, as we reach a maximum within the solar cycle. So the sun is like very, very active right now, and it could be working very hard. Your system can be working very, very hard. A lot of people feel sensations in their head and their body, different areas of their body where there may be a little bit more congestion, where there's a little more resistance. There's some blockages there depending on the chakras. That'll be the space of the body that's getting the downloads. So you may be receiving them in like your stomach area. Some of you may be receiving them in the crown chakra, the third eye chakra I'm feeling here. And even the throat chakra, because we have some blue coming through as well. And typically when that happens, that means that you're being prepared for something new, for new ideas, new insights, a new path, new guides, just a whole lot of new beginnings, new perceptions, new insights, etc. So something new is about to take place. Maybe your confidence is about to be boosted. You're going to have more courage, more inspiration, more awareness. Yeah, light codes are being activated. Ooh, and you maybe be called to lead, to inspire through the healing process, whatever you're going through, whatever you've been transmuting. That may be part of the path going forward, where you're being asked to lead, where you're being asked to shine and have courage and rise up here. But let's take a look. Let's see what else we have. We have, ooh, Merlin and Liliana. And it says, love yourself just as you are. You are amazing. And by opening yourself up to all of your different lives, you will become the sum of them. Ooh, how pretty. And look at the color of that dragon. It's purple. It's like violet, right? And then you have Merlin here, who's standing there holding like the light in the palm of his hand. So I feel like what's happening for you is definitely a confirmation about your solar plexus being activated, cleansed, and purified here, because maybe you have had a lack of confidence in yourself, not feeling brave enough to be who you are, how you see yourself. Yeah, maybe you've dimmed your light, trying to fit in, to be with acceptable around your peers or around your family, around society. Maybe you've had felt like you had to hide away. You couldn't be yourself, or who you were wasn't good enough. Take what resonates here. We have card number 19. That is essentially a 1. Technically 10. But a 1, and I feel like this is it's the renewal process, something new, a new cycle, where you're being asked to step into a leadership role here, to inspire others. That is why you don't fit in. You're not meant to fit in. You're meant to shine, because you shine differently. There's something different about you that you're meant to inspire others with your uniqueness. We have the cat joker. This is funny. Okay, it's time to take action. You are now in urgent need of structure, order, and clarity. Oh my goodness. I'm going to pause because the goats are coming in from the field. Okay, I think they've went away. So yeah, this you're being asked to rise up, take action, to become a leader, to shine your light. You know, we have this little cat here. I feel a definite connection to Lyran's star seeds here coming through. And Lyrans, they're very regal. They are strong leaders. They are very confident in themselves. They do what's right. They stand for a lot of justice. They want... They kind of like, they're rule followers, you know, but they're very good at setting healthy foundations, and they believe in hard work, but it's for the good of the many, you know. They help anchor in stability, and it's a number 4, which is a connection to the divine masculine here. So there's a lot of divine masculine energy, and that's, you know, a call to action, to do, to set the example, to lead, to shine light. All right, and these are the dragon riders, as a matter of fact. And the cat joker, this is supposed to be a wild card in the deck here. All right, we have Nike and Leslie. Your talents will lead you to great success. The time has come to allow your potential to awaken. Believe in yourself. Beautiful. So with these light codes, you're going to awaken to your true potential, and it's going to lead you to success. So a solid foundation that you can depend on. That's going to make you feel secure. You're going to feel confident in yourself and your abilities. And it is because of what you have been through. Ooh, nice. 2 of fire. See, and this is about the harmony that you have within here, right? Both sides. And see how it is the solar plexus. And I feel like it's the sacral chakra, because this is divine masculine and divine feminine here. So it doesn't mean that, you know, you are a male or a female with this reading. You could be either or. This is just stepping into the energy that is being offered to you. And I feel like here there is this solid connection between your masculine and feminine energy. So you have like a very empathic heart where you understand the needs of the people. You have compassion and empathy for other people's struggles, for what other people are going through, and you have the potential to become a leader to help bring balance and structure into the system here, because that's what the earth needs. The earth needs actual leaders, people who care about the people and want to set healthy foundations so that the land prospers, so that everyone prospers, not just the few, but the many. What else do we have? Look, and you have the mother coming through. Yeah, the divine feminine is very supportive of the divine masculine. They're not, you know, at odds with one another and trying to compete. They work in harmony and balance with each other. And this is the energies as well. It is the yin yang, you know, where there is balance, there is masculine within every feminine, there is feminine within every masculine. The energies just work hand in hand together. And with the mother card coming out, there's something that you're meant to create. This is the potential for creation, for working with the moon cycles. Okay, so yes, there's something that you're being guided to create here. This could also represent healing and the nurturing that needs to be applied while you are cleansing any fears, any old beliefs about yourself, old ways of seeing yourself, that self-critical talk. You know, this is a healing and a letting go of the old ways, the old ways of seeing yourself, and having a better, healthier relationship with the way that you communicate to yourself, the way you nurture yourself, the way you empower yourself. Okay. Oh, look, you have Seraphiel, heart of devotion. Let the cup of your heart be filled through commitment and dedication. See, and I feel like this is you being asked to commit to your heart, to being more devoted to your own cup, filling your own cup with your love, with your attention, with your healing, seeing yourself through the eyes of the divine, with love, with compassion, giving yourself an ego boost, you know, telling yourself that you are valued, that you are supported, that you approve of yourself, and that you don't need anyone else's approval outside of your own, that you are deserving. And what is it that you want to create? Because this is a call to action. So what is it that you are passionate about doing? What is there something, is there a project or an idea, something that you enjoy doing that opens your heart and expands your heart? Because that is part of this journey, part of your path of what you're meant to use as a tool to guide you in the direction to serve your purpose here. What else? We have the Holy Grail. Look, and there's your cup overflowing. Inner discovery, finding sacredness. You are what you seek. Beautiful. Yeah, this is about you pouring into your own cup, right? Devoting yourself to loving yourself, to seeing your true light, not through the eyes of anyone else who may have made you feel like you weren't good enough, or to be different was to be something bad, or to be weird, you know, or something that needed to be hidden. This is you expanding your light, sharing your light, owning your light, standing in your authenticity, rising up from the shadows and the fears of feeling like you need to hide, and owning your truth, loving your heart, loving that you are different and that you're not like everyone else. There's purpose and meaning behind that. You are not meant to be like everyone else. You're not meant to fit in. You're here to break the mold, you know, to create change, to bring the change, to set an example. And you're being asked to fill your cup with your own love, giving yourself love, giving yourself support, saying, I love you, and fill in the blank there, whatever your name is, and admiring your strengths, honoring your weaknesses, and seeing how you can improve upon them, how you can strengthen them, and see the blessings in what you have overcome. You know, things that we go through in the past, they are lessons. They're there to teach us more about ourselves, more about our gifts, more about our relationships that we have with ourselves and with others. You know, everything is a tool to learn from, and seeing all lessons as just exactly that. They're lessons. You're learning. We're constantly learning, and allow yourself grace and forgiveness for any mistakes you've made along the way, because you're human and you're learning. We don't remember our divinity yet. We're trying to find our way back. We're trying to remember our truth. And so along the way, when we are born as children, we have other people's truths enforced on us because we're children and we don't know how the world functions. We're learning from our caretakers. And so they force their truths on us, society forced their truths on us, and our peers force their truth on us. But as we get older, we're able to peel back the layers and get to the center of our truth. But it takes courage, it takes confidence, it takes our dedication and commitment to going within our own heart space, going within our own mind and finding out what makes us tick. Why do we believe that? Why do we think this way? Where does this come from? Where do my fears come from? Where do my passions come from? You know, how come I have these talents that I've never practiced, I've never taken classes from, but they come so naturally to me, you know? And that is because in a past life, it is a skill that you have mastered. So understanding that everything has a source and everything comes from something. You have to go within and learn about yourself, and not to be afraid to face your fears or your shadows, to go within and comfort yourself and love yourself and stand in your truth, you know, make your shadow your best friend, and understanding that they're just guides, they're just messengers. It's just the parts of your psyche that you haven't tapped into yet. You haven't discovered the true meaning behind the mask that they're wearing. So that those are where your spiritual gifts lie. You just have to be determined enough to go within, take your light, take your awareness, your heart, and go into those spaces that need cleansing and healing. Look, and you have love coming through. It needs your love. You need your love, pile number one. What else do we have? We have rest. See, and I feel like this is you slowing down, going within, tuning into that divine feminine energy, and learning about yourself, learning your truth, learning to have more confidence in your abilities, confidence in yourself in general. Ooh, look, we have abundance. And I feel like this is abundance of love, an abundance of the divine feminine, being open to receive your gifts here. Ooh, and creativity. Look at that. That is where you're going to receive insight. The more that you can spend time with yourself, connecting to yourself, you're going to be receiving downloads of information, more insights, more epiphanies, more understanding. And it's going to inspire you to then create from that space. That's where you get your inspiration from. That's where you can get more clarity, more insight, more direction on where the path is, where your guides are trying to guide you, you know. What else do we have? We have illumination, confirmation. I mean, look at this burst of rays coming through for both of these. This is the your solar plexus and the third eye. And this is your higher mind and the lower mind, and seeing things from a higher perspective. Letting go of your fears, facing your fears, transforming your fears, shining your light, your divine light, your heart into those spaces where you may have felt alone or not good enough or rejected, and giving yourself your love, pouring into your cup. Yes, look at that flow, and tuning into the divine feminine flow here, being open to receiving. And when you're receiving these light codes, you know how I was telling you, sometimes the body can be very tense, and you may feel exhausted, you may feel like you're overworked, your body starts aching in all these different places, and it just comes out of nowhere. This is you receiving the download, and the energy is moving through your vibrational field, and it can be very heavy, make you feel very heavy and very very overwhelmed. So take some time out to rest, to nurture yourself without feeling guilty in any kind of way. Allow the body to sleep, because your body can process the information and the light quicker when you're in rest. So see it like this. This is a lot of fire that's coming into your energy field. And in order to cool off the fire, you need the water. And the water is coming from the rest, from the divine feminine, from grounding in nature, the divine feminine, from grounding, even like by staying by bodies of water. That's also another way of going swimming, taking a bath, sleeping it off and everything. Those are all feminine energies of recuperation, healing, restoration, receiving information so that it can flow through the body easier, versus you working and pushing while you're already like on fire. You know what I mean? Like you're already feeling hot and on fire. You're receiving all this light, all this information, all this perspective shifts, and it can be overwhelming to process at once. So if you slow the body down, slow the mind down, it helps you to process the information a lot more smoother. You can also ask your guides to help you slow the energies down so that you can process the energy a little smoother as well. And also working with the violet flame, that can also help purify any of the density. And the density is just like old programs, old beliefs, lower vibrational energies, like you know, a lack of faith or insecurities or anger or jealousy, things like that. Those are all things that can cause energy blockages. Old tapes, old like just stress, old belief systems, all those things that are of a lower vibrational energy, they can cause heaviness in the vibrational field. So that's what's being burned off and purified so that it can be a higher vibration. Think of like even when you're burning wood, you know, the wood burns into ash, you know, and some of it even floats up in the air. It's transformational process. Things have to be burned down to make them lighter, you know. Okay, let me see. I got a few crystals because dragons work well with the crystals, since they are so deeply connected to the earth, which dragons are. They work with the ley lines. They can traverse very dense energies, and they can also ascend into the higher vibrational energies as well. That's why they're ancient beings, because they can navigate the dense energies and transform and purify them with their fire. And they also work with the higher realms to bring in more light, more wisdom, and love here. So we have Amber. What are you becoming? See, and that's beautiful. Through this process, you're going to be transforming. You're going to be illuminating parts of your mind that may have lied dormant. You know, who were you in your past lives? Who were you before this incarnation? And it takes going through those layers and unpeeling back the untruths that you've adopted along these many lifetimes, many incarnations, to rediscover who you are. See, and I love, there's so much yellow coming through here. What else do we have? We have sodalite, with come to calm. That's beautiful. Okay, so here's the water again, the cleansing, soothing energies, right? And what is so neat is this is like, it's a blue sunflower here on the card. So it's shining, knowing when to shine your light and when to rest and receive. That is the balance. That is working with the masculine and the feminine energies in harmony. When the energy presents itself, when the inspiration comes in, when you feel passionate and excited about something, that is the energy is available for you to create, for you to make something happen, right? And it's not like, oh, I got to force my dreams to come alive. If there's opportunities available, the opportunities are there for you to act upon them. If there's inspiration, the inspiration comes in for you to act upon your inspiration when you are divinely guided. But if your body is telling you, I need rest, I need to receive, I don't feel inspired, I don't have any ideas, I'm not being shown a path yet, that means to rest, to be open, to receive, to tune in, tap into your heart space there, to communicate with your guides, ask to receive guidance, etc. That's when you need to tune into the feminine energy. It's finding that balance, knowing when to act and when to rest. We have expand into wonder with the amethyst coming through. And look, we have the sun and we have the moon coming out here. And it's beautiful that we have the amethyst coming through to bring in that, this is wisdom, ancient wisdom, tuning into your intuition. That's what you're being called to do. When an idea presents itself to you, when inspiration comes in, that is when you need to respond. And I see there's so many these are what's speaking to me right now. These hot air balloons. Hot air. What is hot air? That is, divine masculine energy there, working together with the inspiration, with the intuition of the feminine. So more confirmation of working with the masculine and feminine energy, and see how the energies are just swirling around this person's mind here. Yeah, so when you find your mind is racing, where it's constantly thinking of where to go, what to do, what if I do this, what if I do that, I feel like this is when you're daydreaming. If you find yourself in excess of that, by all means, ground, come into the present moment, tune out of the heart space, get out of the head and get into your heart. But I feel like this is about you also connecting to your higher self and to what are your dreams, what are you wanting to create, what are you wanting to manifest, and tuning into the higher realms. Bunch of information coming through the expand into wonder here. This can also be a third eye expansion for some of you. Yeah, I think I was feeling that earlier in the beginning of this reading. The third eye will expand. You'll be able to see things with clarity the more that you tune out. There we go. Not the more that you tune out. It's like the more that you tune in to your own energy vibrations, going within and listening to what your soul has to tell you, to what divine inspiration has to tell you, what's being illuminated. I feel like your path is about to be illuminating because you are on this journey of awakening, a journey of new beginnings, a new cycle of standing in your leadership and finding comfort in being independent. And your last card is Black Tourmaline with transmutation. See, and this is about being able to grow from anything in whatever environment that you've been placed in. So maybe You know, when you were younger, you weren't in a suitable environment for your growth, but you've grown anyway. You know, this is about transmuting lower vibrations, transmuting the dark and shining your light, your awareness, your love onto the situation. And perhaps you may have daydreamed a lot. Maybe you spent a lot of time in your mind and that created a safe space for you. Yeah, but I feel like now you're being asked to cleanse and purify those spaces that didn't feel safe. You know, where you didn't feel safe to be who you are, where you didn't feel safe to shine your light, and for you to put your love into those spaces, to encourage yourself to be brave, to feel comfortable with yourself, and to awaken to your potential here. There's something that you're meant to create, you're meant to lead, you're meant to inspire, you're meant to grow, to have abundance, to have happiness, to have love. And also to feel like you don't have to work so hard to prove yourself worthy of love, or worthy to have happiness. Source Dragon. Ooh, yes. You could be being asked to discover the source of your truth here, the source of your, by understanding the source of your pain. Where does it come from? And I feel like, you know, it has definitely been in the solar plexus, because there's a little bit of fear about being comfortable in your own skin here. Okay, just making sure. I was just checking your other cards to see if there were any other messages that wanted to come through them. All right, pile number 1, you are getting a third eye download expansion, and you're getting a solar plexus download and expansion. Lots of healing coming through, lots of shifts, lots of perspectives, awakening. We have the Holy Grail, you shining your light. You are what you seek. You know, you are the healing. You are the abundance. You are the love. You are the freedom. It's time for you to go within and discover your truth, discover who you are, to discover your light that's been hiding because it didn't feel safe to shine. And you're being asked to shine and illuminate any fears, and to get to befriend them and understand where they come from, and then nurture them and comfort them so that you feel safe shining your light, so that you can become more comfortable with yourself, and that way nobody can tell you who you are, because you know who you are now. Pile number 1. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, you guys, these are your messages from the Golden Source Dragon. Hope this reading has resonated with you. Please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment below if you feel like sharing your story, or just let me know pile number 1 resonated with you. I'm sending y'all lots of love. Y'all take care and have a blessed day. Hi, pile number 2. So these are your messages from the Dragon Realm, and you were drawn to the Air and Water Dragon, as well as the Black Moonstone Crystal Dragon. So what's pretty neat about this reading here is we have a connection to the air and the water. And let me read the card for you. It says, the Air and Water Dragon helps you to connect to higher frequencies. Trust your intuition, develop your psychic abilities, be open to enlightenment, and express your inner song. So the Air and Water Dragons, they help to uplift any heavy emotions, and they help you to have more clarity, more understanding, and seeing things from a higher perspective. They bring more lightness to heavy situations, you know. And it's also about trusting your intuition and going with the flow, trusting what you feel is truth. So listening to your intuition and allowing yourself to flow through life, following your guidance, your own inner like navigating system here, and not trusting the outside world, or even when something feels like it needs to have some kind of logical approach. This is about listening to your intuition and allowing yourself to be guided by the intuition, and trusting in that your intuition is guiding you to the correct path here. Yeah, helping you to connect to higher frequencies. So it's elevating yourself out of situations that may feel a little bit emotionally heavy for you. All right, let's see what else we have. We have Ceridwen. These are the Dragon Rider Oracle decks. Ceridwen and Baldwin. Card number 22. Nice. See the wonders around you and honor this incarnation. The here and now is the stage on which you will encounter and learn to love yourself. So what's beautiful about card number 22 is this is a master number. It's about balance and harmony, growth, transformation, partnership, and being on the right path. So this is about learning to trust yourself, trusting your intuition, trust what you perceive. And so we have the heart chakra and the third eye crown chakra coming through here. Trusting what you perceive here, going with the flow, trusting in the feminine intuition here. And I'm not saying feminine as if you must be a female. This is about the feminine energies, the part of you that resonates with the feminine divine, you know, that nurturing, caring, loving, healing, restoring, receiving energies that represent the feminine, you know, versus the masculine that's very action oriented, leadership. It's a doing energy, it's a putting energy out, where the feminine is a receiving energy coming in. All right, and your other dragon rider is Mother Mary, and I don't know if that's Xeo, Xeo, I'm not sure how you say that. And it says, extend the trust within you to all things in existence, and it will set you free. Those who are free will always choose love. Oh, that's beautiful, beautiful energy. I mean, look at the color here. And this dragon here, I see like a rainbow. And it's a card number 3, communication, expressing joy, the Trinity, you know, mind, body, and spirit here. It's also about the cycles, and I felt cycles coming through with the Moonstone. So there's a shift in energy, a shift in the cycle here, something new that's coming in, and you're being asked to choose love, to allow yourself to be guided, listen to your heart space, and follow your intuition, because you're being guided to something new, seeing something from a different perspective. And we had the psychic abilities coming through here, so there's some definite upgrade to your third eye here. And Mother Mary, she's also helping you to heal something in your heart space. What do we have? We have the crone. Ooh, look at the wisdom. Look at this card. Okay, so yeah, you are being guided right now very heavily here. See, we have this little child, and she's walking on the path, and there's this door that's opening up, and it's like a new moon is starting to well, a full moon is waxing, so it's like the end of a new moon. So it's the beginning of a new cycle, a new phase in life, where you're going to be guided by your own wisdom, but you have to tune in order to receive it. You have to go within, you know, into the depths of your psyche, into the depths of your soul, and learning to trust yourself and having a stronger connection with what you are perceiving, what you are intuiting. And you have the crone here, not the crone, the raven. You know, and the crone itself, this is all about wisdom, psychic energies, your psychic gifts, the energies of perceiving the unseen and connecting to the unseen realms and trusting what you perceive, trusting what you feel. This is a feeling energy. It requires your senses, not necessarily the physical, it's not something that's physical, tangible that you can hold in your hand. It's not a dense energy. This is a light energy. It comes from the spiritual realm. In the spiritual realm, everything is energy and light, and it's very very spacious. I don't know how to say it, but almost like gaseous kind of stuff. It's not necessarily these compacted atoms that create the physical realm. It's all energy. Everything is made of energy, but the physical realm is condensed energy, and in the spiritual realm, everything is very I don't know, it's very, I want to say gaseous, but it is a lighter frequency. It's a lighter dimension, lighter in both ways, where it's the brightness, the type of energy that it is, and the feeling, the sensation that it gives. So this is tuning in and learning how to perceive the psychic realms, the spiritual realms, by intuiting them, by feeling them, by connecting to them. And it's not something physical or logical. And it requires your trust. All right, and we have thought. The thought card. I feel like this is you manifesting something, wanting to manifest something. You're perceiving the light, peering into the light. Your awareness, your perception, seeing through the illusion of things, taking off the mask. Seeing the energy that's behind the mask, tuning into what's not being said by feeling it. This is how you also tune into those realms, into those dimensions, because it's not necessarily something you see with your physical eyes. It's a deeper perception. Ooh, so the air and water dragon is definitely helping you expand your psychic gifts and connect to the spiritual realm. What do we have? Gabriel. Ooh, communication angel. We have divine emergence. It's time to be seen. Don't be afraid of your power and your gifts. Beautiful. This is having confidence in yourself, confidence in your abilities, confidence that what you're perceiving, what you're intuiting is accurate. Even though sometimes we may doubt ourselves, this comes from our mind, from our ego, where the mind, it needs something rational, it needs something logical. It can't just, lean on faith and hope and everything's going to work out, for for the mind, for the ego. That's too woo-woo. But that is where our heart steps in, and where we learn to trust ourselves and we trust what we feel. We don't try to gaslight ourselves into, no, that's not real, that can't happen. It's the belief in the impossible is what makes things happen, because that's how we manifest. Because we believe in it. We know in our hearts that it can happen, that it is true. And that's where magic happens. Because it is the, belief is what makes it seen. It's not the other way around. It's not seeing as believing, which is the mind and the ego. It is believing is seeing, and that is the heart realm. That is the spirit realm. And you have Shamuel, relationship assignments. No one crosses your path by chance. Choose to see the deeper reasons for the people in your life. So some of you may be coming across other individuals. You may have someone who just comes into your life. This could be somebody who helps, teaches you and guides you how to tune in to your psychic gifts, into the psychic realms. They may be somebody who's just very easy, easy to hang out with. It's just easy to speak to them. That's how you know that this is somebody who is, I want to say like soul family, soul tribe. You just feel this instant connection, like you've known each other. So some of you may be coming into contact with your soul family or a member from your soul tribe who's going to activate you in some way. It may trigger in your divine gifts here. We have soul star activation, nice, fulfilling soul contracts, remembering who you are. Yeah. So this individual that you may come across, they may trigger an awakening. They may trigger memories, or there may be an energetic exchange between the two of you that takes place on a spiritual level, on a psychic level, that activates your soul memories, that activates your soul star chakra, so that you so that you can emerge and tune in to your psychic gifts, into your soul truth here. This is about tuning into your soul origins, who you were before this incarnation, who you were before your past incarnations, like your soul origins here, and activating your soul memories. That's beautiful. And you have the Chamber of the Violet Flame. Ooh. I was just speaking about this in pile number 1, about working with the Violet Flame, karmic release and radical transformation. So I feel like you're being asked to work with the Violet Flame to cleanse any of these illusions, any of these spheres of the mind that needs a logical proof, or it needs rational proof, or it needs something tangible, and where it's responding from a place of fear. So anywhere that you have fear, where you have doubt, where there's lack mindset in any kind of way, work with the Violet Flame to transmute those energies. But I feel like this is like the divine fire coming through here to help you clear any illusion that you may have about yourself and about your gifts, or about who you are, and stepping into your power here. Ooh, and you have peace. And look, we have all these doves here. And you have another dove coming through with peace. Ooh. Yeah, I feel like this is going to be, you're going to feel at peace. You're going to feel connected. You're going to feel transformed. You're going to feel like somebody new. Like, well, like I always dreamed or hoped or fantasized about this, and now it's true. This is who I am. This is my truth. We have strength. Yes. Beautiful. This is going to make you feel so strong. Oh, and you had isolation. Yeah. That's interesting. Strength. There is strength in being different. And I feel like you're, with this isolation, I feel like you are being asked to perhaps, when you're going through the transformation, or when you are healing, when you're cleansing, maybe take some time out to cleanse and transform, any old fears and old doubts. Isolation just means, removing yourself from situations that don't empower you. So, especially with the Strength card coming out. So if there's people in your environment, in your home life, in your work life, wherever you may find yourself at the moment, if it doesn't make you feel empowered, or doesn't bring you peace or satisfaction, then it's something that needs to be, a choice needs to be made for you to step onto a different path, where you can step into your power and activate your gifts. Because this may be something that is holding you back in a sense. Let me just get some clarity. We have passion. Okay, good. We have abundance. Okay. So yeah, I definitely felt that was clarification. Removing yourself from any situations that don't empower you, that don't inspire you, that don't light a fire in you. that don't make you feel like it's bringing in growth. And this can be from relationships, it can be, you know, jobs, you know, career, home, your town, wherever you're at, wherever you find yourself in life. If it doesn't inspire you, if it doesn't bring you peace, if it doesn't bring, you know, happiness, then it's time for you to cut the cords and to choose something new, and not to be afraid to step onto a new path. We have Anchor in with Hematite. Okay. And Fundamentals of Humanness with Salt. Okay, that's wild. Alright, so this is about grounding, definitely grounding in, anchoring yourself in a space of gratitude, in a space that makes you feel safe, that makes you feel strong, that makes you feel nurtured. Very interesting. Salt. And what's so wild is this is, you know, it says salt, but we have all these ocean-themed items around it. And so I feel like this is, yeah, nurturing yourself, nurturing your truth, and feeling safe and confident in your truth, in your knowing, in your connection to yourself, you know, feeling safe that you can trust your intuition, that you can trust your psychic gifts and abilities and your intuits, you know. What are you feeling? What are you sensing? Sensing your environment. What are you sensing from the people connecting and communicating with your guides here? What is your relationship with yourself? What is your relationship with your job, with your path? Are you using your gifts? Are you using your power to uplift, to support, to be in service in any kind of way, you know, or are you holding yourself back in any kind of way? And to release yourself from any fears of being seen, any thoughts that you feel that you're not good enough in some kind of way, you know, and activating these gifts that want to come in for you, because this air and water dragon, they're wanting to inspire you, they're wanting to encourage you to utilize your psychic gifts to uplift yourself from any heavy situations, any emotional burdens that you may be experiencing and going through, and to step into a new path where you feel more connected and more aligned, more secure, and listening to your inner compass here, and allowing your inner compass to be your strength, and to find peace in being yourself and being who you are. Yeah, I feel like I think that's is this Horus? I believe it's Horus here. Definitely a spiritual teacher, so some of you may have connections with these guides that are coming through. I mean, you had Saradwin, right? And what is so wild is you had Saradwin, and then we have this this cauldron, this woman who's looking in the cauldron. And Saradwin, she is isn't she the goddess with the cauldron, where she can create from, you know, the space of potential. You know, this is like the ability to choose what it is that you want to create, you know. And here she's got the power is in your hands to create the future that you want, you know, and to empower yourself to create. I mean, you have Mother Mary, right? That empowered feminine here, empowering your divine feminine, following your heart, listening to your intuition, you know. And Mother Mary had to go through, well, I guess that was Mary Magdalene, but still, she was the mother of Yeshua, you know, and she has been very much shoved out of the stories, and she was chosen, you know, she was chosen to carry the seed of God. So she has a lot of beauty, a lot of gifts, a lot of connection to the Christ consciousness, you know. And her story has been very much hidden and suppressed in a lot of the religions. So she's had to overcome so much, you know, and this is, and she says to extend your trust within you to all things. So to trust, you know, even though everything that has happened to her, she had to trust that everything was happening for a reason, you know. And that's the thing, when you feel, when you can find peace with that, knowing that you're always being guided, and to trust your intuition, to trust Source Creator, that you are being guided along the path, and that everything that comes to you is meant to be there to either teach you a lesson, to empower you. I mean, not teach you a lesson isn't like, oh, you've been bad and so this is like your karma. It is, there are sometimes when we're met with challenges, it is to strengthen us and to remind us of our gifts, to remind us of our talents and our abilities to transform, to change, to make new choices, you know, how to shift our perspective, how to elevate our perspective, and not to see ourselves as limited or stuck. And that sometimes when we're met with the blockage, it's just Spirit, Source, Creator, Higher Self trying to guide us in the direction of our dreams, of our potential, of what it is we want for ourselves. What Spirit's trying to guide us to is always better than what our own plans could, you know, even amount to. So we may think that this is the best path for us, but truly Source knows what we're looking for and what we want. And so Source is always trying to guide us in that direction. And so when we can trust and surrender and allow ourselves to have that faith and to be in flow and to trust our instincts, trust our intuition, and allow ourselves to be guided by that, we can have such a state of peace and inner freedom in that. You know, it's how we set ourselves free, because the mind is no longer in fear, because we've learned to tame the ego and to befriend all of our shadows, and we heal them, we transform them, we enlighten them, we nurture them and comfort them, so that we are no longer that broken child. We now become the divine child who trusts, you know, our divine parents to be guiding us along the way. And there's so much freedom in that. So, all right, pile number 2. Those are your messages from the Air and Water Dragon. Plural, more than one. I feel like there's a couple little, I guess they're kingfish here. So, being the master of your emotional body, of the psychic realm here. That's pretty awesome. All right. So yes, I'm closing your reading now. Thank you all so much for being here. I hope this reading helps in some way. Comment below, like and subscribe. Looking forward to having you here for future readings. Y'all take care and have a blessed day. Hello everyone who chose the Source Dragon for your message today. So your card says, Source Dragon attunes you to the infinite. Be still. In the silence, magic can happen. Be in the moment. So with this dragon, your message is to pause, not to act, not to manifest. You know, it's kind of like be right here, right now, in the present moment, and surrender and allow the energies to just flow. It's like you're in the pause. You're in the moment of the ending, the closing of an old cycle, and the beginning of a new cycle that is yet to manifest and come to fruition. So kind of like with this figure 8, this infinity symbol. So this is the old timeline, and this is the new timeline, and you're in the center here. And in the center is the connection to Source, you know, and in the center, in the pause, is where the magic can happen. It is where where all manifestation comes from, where all possibilities come from. You know, it's that divine potential, and this is where all things are possible. So I feel like right now this dragon is guiding you to be still, to be centered, to be in the moment, to pause, to reflect, to be in divine flow. And the source dragon, even though here it appears to be golden, it is a white light dragon. So I feel like this is your crown chakra being open and expanding the crown and feeling at peace, feeling at one, feeling connected to source creator, and as well as your higher self. Okay, let's see what else. Ooh, look, oh my god. Okay, we have another white dragon, so I feel like this is just confirmation here about the crown chakra. And it says, trust your judgment, believe in yourself and in your truth. And this is the Dragon Rider Oracle deck. And the dragon is, wait, the Dragon Rider is Eerie. I think that's Eerie. But there's a U at the end, so it could be Eru. And Lotus. Beautiful. And look, we have, yeah, the blue and the white. So this is connection to your truth here. Ooh, and you have Aramid and Matilda. You are now in need of rest and recuperation. It is only when cradled in the silence of a powerful being that you can achieve self-awareness and follow your soul path with divine clarity. Ooh, okay. So tune into your heart space here. Connect with Mother Nature, because that will also help you feel more in the present moment and still the mind, so that the mind doesn't, get into a place of needing to do, needing to create, needing to know. Take some time to be connected to Mother Nature, because it'll help settle the mind down and the needing to know aspect. And the more you can be in that calm, reflective state, that helps you stay tuned into the present moment. It helps you connect to divine flow. It helps you to have clarity, so that you're not getting carried away with potential timelines and manifesting and etc. So right now you're being asked to take some time out, let the energy settle, and calm the mind, so that you can be more present, be more in flow, because there's a new beginning ahead for you. And we have number 4 and a number 8, which is more confirmation. This could be a continuation of something that took place during the 8-8 Lionsgate, and it's gaining solid ground here. It's starting to stabilize in your physical reality, in your vibrational energy. There's a solid foundation, as well as a new growth cycle. This could be abundance, achievement, wealth, strength. With number 8, yeah, we have I feel 88 coming through, material success, financial well-being, spiritual life, access to more of your spiritual gifts and grounding your spiritual talents here. That's nice. What do we have? We have intuition. Ooh, look, and we have the spider weaving the web here. Trust your intuition. Go within, be more reflective here. Be in the flow state, because something is being woven behind the scenes, and it might be something where you need to trust your intuition that everything is working out for you. There's something taking place in the unseen realms, in the spiritual realm. Something is your tapestry is being created. This could be you signing new contracts, and plans are in the works behind the scene. And in this downtime, it's best to recuperate, regenerate, take some time out to nurture yourself, practice your self-care, trusting in the divine to be guiding you, that everything's going to be working out. We have knowledge. Ooh, yes, look at that. So we have this individual who is like, they're learning something, they're mastering something. So this could be you learning how to master your intuition, how to master your flow state, master being in a state of presence. being connected to the right here, right now. This could also be your trust in the divine flow, trust that even though you may not see it with the physical eyes, that it is coming to fruition, that it is building ground, that there is forward movement, even if at the moment you don't feel like there is, you don't see anything tangibly, but things are moving forward, things are aligning, things are manifesting, things are brewing. The Queen of Air, nice, yes, mastering your intuition. You're learning to master your intuition here, mastering your mind, your perception, being able to perceive the spiritual realms. Oh my goodness. So each one of these piles, I feel like they are levels of growth, and each one of you are at a different stage of growth and development. And some of you are further along the path than others. And some of you may come back to these readings in the future and see how far along the path you have gotten from, following your intuition and following your guidance, and especially the guidance of these readings from these dragons here. So the Queen of Air, she's able to perceive, the truth in the darkness, being able to perceive and see through the illusion. There's this mastery of the mind here, being able to see things from a higher perspective, being able to see from a clear lens, where there's no more illusion, like you see truth. You've mastered the shadows, you've conquered the fears. Hello everyone who chose the Source Dragon for your message today. So your card says, Source Dragon attunes you to the infinite. Be still. In the silence, magic can happen. Be in the moment. So with this dragon, your message is to pause, not to act, not to manifest. It's kind of like be right here, right now, in the present moment, and surrender and allow the energies to just flow. It's like you're in the pause. You're in the moment of the ending, the closing of an old cycle, and the beginning of a new cycle that is yet to manifest and come to fruition. So kind of like with this figure 8, this infinity symbol. So this is the old timeline, and this is the new timeline, and you're in the center here. And in the center is the connection to source, and in the center, in the pause, is where the magic can happen. It is where where all manifestation comes from, where all possibilities come from. It's that divine potential, and this is where all things are possible. So I feel like right now this dragon is guiding you to be still, to be centered, to be in the moment, to pause, to reflect, to be in divine flow. And the Source Dragon, even though here it appears to be golden, it is a white light dragon. So I feel like this is your crown chakra, being open and expanding the crown and feeling at peace, feeling at one, feeling connected to Source Creator, and as well as your higher self. Okay, let's see what else. Ooh, look, oh my god. Okay, we have another white dragon, so I feel like this is just confirmation here about the crown chakra. And it says, trust your judgment, believe in yourself and in your truth. And this is the Dragon Rider Oracle deck. And the dragon is, the Dragon Rider is Eerie. I think that's Eerie, but there's a U at the end, so it could be Eru. And Lotus. Beautiful. And look, we have, the blue and the white. So this is connection to your truth here. Ooh, and you have Aramid and Matilda. You are now in need of rest and recuperation. It is only when cradled in the silence of a powerful being that you can achieve self-awareness and follow your soul path with divine clarity. Ooh, okay. So tune into your heart space here. Connect with Mother Nature, because that will also help you feel more in the present moment, and still the mind, so that the mind doesn't, get into a place of needing to do, needing to create, needing to know. Take some time to be connected to Mother Nature, because it'll help settle the mind down and the needing to know aspect. And the more you can be in that calm, reflective state, that helps you stay tuned into the present moment. It helps you connect to divine flow. It helps you to have clarity, so that you're not getting carried away with potential timelines and manifesting and etc. So right now you're being asked to take some time out, let the energy settle, and calm the mind, so that you can be more present, be more in flow, because there's a new beginning ahead for you. And we have number 4 and a number 8, which is more confirmation. This could be a continuation of something that took place during the 8-8 Lionsgate, and it's gaining solid ground here. It's starting to stabilize in your physical reality, in your vibrational energy. There's a solid foundation, as well as a new growth cycle. This could be abundance, achievement, wealth, strength. With number 8, we have I feel 88 coming through, material success, financial well-being, spiritual life, access to more of your spiritual gifts and grounding your spiritual talents here. That's nice. What do we have? We have intuition. Ooh, look, and we have the spider weaving the web here. Trust your intuition. Go within, be more reflective here. Be in the flow state, because something is being woven behind the scenes, and it might be something where you need to trust your intuition that everything is working out for you. There's something taking place in the unseen realms, in the spiritual realm. Something is your tapestry is being created. This could be you signing new contracts, and plans are in the works behind the scene. And in this downtime, it's best to recuperate, regenerate, take some time out to nurture yourself, practice your self-care, trusting in the divine to be guiding you, that everything's going to be working out. We have knowledge. Ooh, yes, look at that. So we have this individual who is like, they're learning something, they're mastering something. So this could be you learning how to master your intuition, how to master your flow state, master being in a state of presence, being connected to the right here, right now. This could also be your trust in the divine flow, trust that even though you may not see it with the physical eyes, that it is coming to fruition, that it is building ground, that there is forward movement, even if at the moment you don't feel like there is, you don't see anything tangibly, but things are moving forward, things are aligning, things are manifesting, things are brewing. The Queen of Air, nice, yes, mastering your intuition. You're learning to master your intuition here, mastering your mind, your perception, being able to perceive the spiritual realms. Oh my goodness, so each one of these piles, I feel like they are levels of growth, and each one of you are at a different stage of growth and development. And some of you are further along the path than others. And some of you may come back to these readings in the future and see how far along the path you have gotten from, following your intuition and following your guidance, and especially the guidance of these readings from these dragons here. So the Queen of Air, she's able to perceive, the truth in the darkness, being able to perceive and see through the illusion. There's this mastery of the mind here, being able to see things from a higher perspective, being able to see from a clear lens, where there's no more illusion, like you see truth. You've mastered the shadows, you've conquered the fears, you've healed. You have a lot of spirit guides with you on the journey, pile number 3. You have a lot of guides, you have a strong connection to the earth realm, to the animal kingdom. And we have 2 owls. So some of you have like an owl as a totem, as a spirit guide here. And they have been with you, helping you to traverse the shadows, to see and break through the illusion, and to see the truth, to have more clarity, seeing things from a higher perspective. Yeah, a lot of, I feel like this is your crown chakra activation, definitely, because we have a lot. You have the source dragon, so a big activation to the crown and your third eye here, because you're able to perceive truth. Sorry guys, my dog started barking. So you have a third eye activation and crown activation, like I was saying, because you're able to perceive the truth now. You're able to cut through the illusions, and you see things with such clarity. And that's why you're being asked to be more in the present moment, because you're able to see things from the present moment, no longer needing to look to the past and seeing the patterns. I feel like you have freed yourself from these patterns, and you are now able to have clear judgment, and with that clarity, you're waiting for like the path to be revealed, for something to be revealed for you, for the path to open up, for you to move forward. So take that time right now to just trust, to surrender, and be guided by spirit to this new beginning. What do we have? Healing. Ooh, I feel like, yeah, you are a healer. You are a guide. We have this individual who's holding like the Caduceus staff, this healing here. And we have the frog, fertility, being able to traverse different landscapes and dimensions, like shape-shifting energy, I feel. This is another frog. I've never seen this little frog here. And that's another one. So 1, 2, 3 frogs. Very, very interesting. I've never seen these other 2 frogs on this card. They're standing out to me. So frog is another connection, and they're in the waters, when they are first born, they hatch into the water. So I feel like you have been mastering the water elements, healing the emotional body, and because you've been doing that work, you're now able to see the truth with such clarity, because you've healed the emotional aspect of you, and now you've mastered the water element, and now you're up on the land. You're ready for a new beginning, you're ready for a new adventure, where it doesn't mean that you never need the water again, but you take it with you, because frogs, they need to be lubricated. They still need the water. They have to return to the water every so often to like lubricate their body and their skin. They never fully move out of needing the water. Like the water is a part of their life. And so I feel like that is you. Like there's this great connection that you have to the water element, to your emotions, and you take the wisdom of your emotions with you. Whatever you have learned from healing yourself, you have applied that, and now you're able to see things clearly, because maybe the waters before, maybe they were muddy. Think of the lotus, right? The lotus has to go through, I think it's 3 foot of mud before it can finally get to clear water and then finally bust through the surface level of the water until it can finally bloom. And that is just like us, right? We have to get to clear water. And the muddy water is all the repressed emotions, the pain, the struggle, the hardship, the generational patterns, you know, or generational karma that we have to clear before we can see things with clarity, with where the water's not choppy anymore. The water becomes settled and clear, and that's where clarity comes in, because we've allowed the waters to be cleansed and purified, and now they're settling so that you can see things with clarity. Oh yeah, this is you. You've done the work, you know. I feel like this has been the heavy work, the heavy lifting. And there's something, yeah, you've been putting the work in layer by layer, brick by brick. And we have this bee here. So you're part of a community of like-minded souls who's come here to help build this foundation of like unity mindedness, of heart healing. Like you've traversed the field and brought healing. You've been into the darkness, you've faced the fears, and you brought your love, you brought your light, you brought your awareness, your healing energies onto the planet Earth. And you've brought this stability, this grounding, nurturing, loving energy here. Your wisdom. Look, and we have hope. Authentic reclamation or reclamation. Reclamation? I'm not sure how you say that one. It's time to call back all the lost parts of yourself. Ooh. Restoring your power. Ooh, and you have Michael. I felt Michael coming through with these two swords here. Confirmation, he is here. Archangel Michael, spiritual acceleration. You are experiencing spiritual upgrades. Move forward. So that is what's taking place while you are in this place of peace and pause. You are receiving downloads. You are receiving spiritual activations because you put in the work to heal the shadows, to heal your fears, to heal the emotional body. And now you're in this place of stillness, of rest, of surrender and flow before you begin this new journey, before you step on this new timeline, before things can align for you. So continue to master your intuition, master your psychic gifts, continue to train yourself to see the truth, see past the illusion here. And we have reclaiming all parts of yourself. I feel like that is you standing in your power, standing in your truth, because you're able to see past the illusion now. You now have the ability to see the truth of yourself, the truth of who you really are, your powers, your gifts. And these downloads that are coming in while you're in this pause, and you're able to see things with such clarity, you're going to be receiving these upgrades and downloads to your, like I felt your third eye and your crown chakra coming through here, so that you can connect more to who you are as your divine self, your spiritual gifts. Look at that. And we have stellar gateway activation, infinite potential, manifestation vortex. Look at this. And this is the new path, this portal that's opening up for you. And also confirmation, we have the pyramids here. I believe that's the pyramids of Giza. So I feel like that is the Lion's Gate. So during the Lion's Gate portal, you've been receiving downloads. You've been receiving access to your spiritual gifts. Perhaps you've been receiving psychic downloads. I feel like, let me see, right now I'm doing this reading, I believe it's August 16th, I believe. So this will be updated, uploaded within, I think, 2 days. It takes me a while to edit everything and then upload it to the system. So, but you definitely are receiving something through the the Lion's Gate. A new path is opening up for you where you're going to be accessing more of your gifts, more of your spiritual gifts, perhaps even your access to your divine gifts even. Oh my goodness, and look at that inner earth. Ooh, base chakra strengthens security, laying foundations. What was I saying about laying foundations? You've been putting in the groundwork. Okay, so you are a channel for the spiritual energies to come and anchor into planet Earth. Like I was saying, you are part of a group of individuals with the bee. This represents the light workers, the star seeds who've come to Earth to transform the shadows, to bring in your love, your high vibrational energies, and help Mother Gaia ascend, help humanity to ascend. And there, see, look, we have another door opening up. This is access to your the earth chakra. Our inner chakra is what is, it needs to be open in order for our higher selves to ground and feel safe and secure in the physical body. So that's why the emotional body has to be cleansed. The mental body has to be prepared to receive these light codes, to receive divine light, because the physical body is too dense, it's too heavy, it's a lower vibration. So we have to constantly purify the physical vessel so that it can hold more divine light, more of our truth, more of our divine essence. And so we have to do that work to keep cleansing and purifying the densities, the lower vibrations, so that these higher vibrations can descend down and anchor into our physical body. So there's this connection that you have here from the higher realms to the physical realms, and you are a bridge, a channel that helps these two connect, that helps them to you are like a facilitator for the divine to help ground and anchor in these higher vibrational frequencies onto the planet. And you are here to seed, I feel, a generational like love and balance and comfort and stability, and whether it's wealth. See, we have these pillars here to serve as the new foundation, to lay the new roots down. You know, what it is to be a human in balance and unity and connection with Source Creator, to have your eyes wide open, to see things with clarity, to have no illusion, you know, of truth, of who you are and where you come from. And to know that you are always loved, that you are divine in human form, you know, the truth. You are here to anchor that. And so there is a new beginning that is about to open up for you here on the planet. And you're going to feel so grounded, so safe, so secure. It's going to make you feel stronger in your gifts that are being activated. We have reflection. Ooh, nice. So with reflection, I mean, and that's perfect. So the physical world is going to reflect your inner spiritual world. So the way that you believe and see yourself is going to be reflected in the world around you. So like, because you've gone through this cleansing, healing process, there's no division of self anymore. You have created this unity within. You've like created you have access to your divine self. I'm trying to think of the words to say so that you will understand. You have successfully established a connection with your inner self, healed the inner child, and so now you are your divine self, right? There's that connection that you've made. And so the inner and the outer reflections of how you see yourself is going to be reflected in the world around you. And that is so beautiful, so magical. And it takes so much strength, so much courage, so much work to do this. So I applaud you, pile number 3, because it has not been an easy path and you have done it. And you should be so proud. We have surrender, confirmation, continue to surrender. And see, I feel like this is what's happening. It starts off as a thought, right? This is our manifestation. And then it has to, the more we focus on it, the more we believe in it, it starts to descend through the different dimensions here. And so it requires us to surrender in order for it to physically like come in, for you to receive it. And I feel like that's what you're being asked to do, is to surrender to divine flow, to allow this new path to open up, to be revealed to you. And there's nothing else you need to do. You've already done the work. You've already laid the foundations. And now you need to surrender, allow these upgrades to come in, allow the path to be created for you, because it's already being woven. You just have to trust and surrender that you have done the work already. Ooh, recharge your destiny. So that's what's happening. You're recharging. It's like you're rebooting, right? During the download system, the downloading process, you're receiving insights, you're receiving upgrades. And so it requires you to kind of like shut down the computer, shut down the mind, come into a reset, you know, reground yourself, reground your awareness and your perception into the present moment. Pull the energies in, all right, so that you're not so expanded. It's pulling the energies into the moment, right here, right now. And it anchors the manifestation. It anchors the timeline in so it can solidify here onto the physical world. And look at these seeds. These are the seeds of potential here. The potential of new growth, your ideas, your passions. They're coming, they're manifesting. I mean, I love that. This is labradorite. It's one of my favorite crystals. It is such a protective, healing, nurturing stone. It helps us to connect to our true divine self. And I feel like, and see, we have seven candles. These are all 7 of your chakras are aligned, they are open, they are lit, they are vibrating, they're on fire. That's that rainbow fire. You have so much growth, so much potential. Recharge your destiny. Yeah. Woo. See, and now you come from the stars, you know, star seed. First, the fire. Ooh, Larimar, look at this beautiful eruption. Something is below the surface and it's fixing to work its way up and out here. This is that creation, the manifestation, everything. I love the Larimar is such a water stone, you know, but it's what is so neat is everything that is earth must first come from fire. So fire is earth is created by fire. And so that's what it means when it says first the fire. So that is the transformation, that is the process, and it's also our inspiration and our passions, right? And so with Larimar coming through, this is a stone of flow. It's the stone of knowing that you are divinely guided. And it also connects to the dolphins because it is a spiritual teacher stone as well. So some of you may, as a starseed, originate from Sirius. So this is a connection to Sirius. Some of you could also come from Mintaka or Sirius B. Those are the other water nations that I know of during this reading. So some of you may have a strong connection to them, which is so funny because you have the pyramids come out in the 8-8 Lion's Gate, and that is the alignment with the Sirius star nation. So like big connection here with the 8-8 Lion's Gate. So whatever it was that you were manifesting, you're being asked to be still, to pause, to allow everything to align, to allow the physical world to reflect to you your inner world. Know that the path, the doors are opening up, the portal, your message was received, and it's grounding here in the present moment. Trust your instincts. Know that you've done the work. Hold on to your power. Trust in yourself. Pull all of your energy back to you any parts that may be, you know, holding on to the past or any kind of fear. Make sure you heal and work through those so that you can be more grounded here and centered in the still moment of connection to source and being in that divine flow and surrender. Pile number 3. Ooh. Ooh, I'm so happy for you, and I can't wait to hear from you guys about this manifestation, this path going forward, and what is going to be coming in for you guys. I'm so excited for y'all. Congratulations, pile number 3. All right, those are your messages for today. I hope this reading helps you in some way. Please like and subscribe, join my channel. If you feel like sharing your story, comment below, or just let me know pile number 3 resonated with you. I'm sending you all lots of love. Y'all take care and have a blessed day.